We're live!
Right.
Hello, everyone.
Ooh.
Welcome to the Halloween episode. And Little Blue here is going to drive the episode because he has quite a few interesting Halloween stories. So, Little Blue, take it away.
Oh, okay. Wait, I'm going first?
Yeah, you're going first.
All right. Well, where do you want me to start from?
The Disney one.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, yeah, because here's the thing. I probably, could be the only one here in this group because I've been to Disney World many times, and especially when I've gone there, gone to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween parties, and those were definitely some of the best times. And yeah, and when I've gone down there, I've worn some pretty good costumes actually. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember exactly. If I can remember which year it was, but I remember at one of the first the first Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. I'm pretty sure, because I went as Woody, and I remember going as Buzz, and other times I was there, at Disney. I was Ghostbusters, and I was Doc Brown and Jack Skellington, and yeah, and especially not to mention because when going to because I do remember because dressing up as Jack Skellington, it was when it was in 2016, and that was even a year before I started YouTube, because I started YouTube in 2017. So a year before that, in 2016, I was at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. Or no, I was Doc Brown as in 2016, and a year before that, in 2015, I was Jack Skellington, and yeah, I was dressed up as Jack Skellington, and of course you have to, when I was dressed as Jack, I got to got to meet Jack and Sally, and the funny thing is, I gotta say this because in line, and especially because of especially being dressed up as Jack Skellington, because my mom and I were just there, and I was in line. She wasn't in line, but I was. I was in line, waiting for meet Jack and Sally. And during that line, I ran into and interacted with three girls. They spotted me. They saw me as Jack. They thought it was cool. I interacted with them a bit, and meeting Jack and Sally was really cool. And the last time I was at Disney, which was 2016, and I was, dressed as Doc Brown, and that was really cool. And some interactions, and people spotting me as Doc Brown, and doing my Doc Brown impression, and yeah, and especially because it's also fun, seeing the Halloween fireworks happening. I even got to see this, the year when I was Doc Brown, where they were having that. I think it was the first ever say projection show on the Cinderella Castle. I got to see that, and then after that, I saw the fireworks happened, and yeah, it just those times being there at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party were the best times, and I'm trying to remember what else Oh yeah, I even have some good memory because of going on some of the rides when I was dressed up, and especially because the past 2 years going to that, we were riding the Haunted Mansion. I remember being on Snow White's Scary Adventures. I think it was when I was dressed up as a Ghostbusters, and trying to remember what else. Well, that's all I can remember, and should I go ahead and also talk about say the stories of because of this Halloween thing at a local ballpark?
Might as well.
Yep. Okay. So so this thing that me and my dad did. This was when he used to work at a place he used to work at before. Yeah, he had it was a new job. But went to this thing a few times, this It was called Trick or Beat, and it was at our local ballpark, and it was at our local ballpark. And I remember dressing up as Jack Skellington, and oh yeah, even I was I was even dressed up as the Winter Soldier there one time, and the last time I was there, which was 2019, and especially before 2020, where I was dressed up as, if you're familiar with Mars Attacks, I was dressed up as the Martian. Oh my gosh. I was getting noticed, and everybody was spotting me, because I was like the only one really dressed up like that, and if I do have a picture and such of that, I'll have to send it in the chat, but that was a crazy time. It was really fun, and just everybody just looking at me and just spotting me, and only a few people knew who I was dressed up as. That was crazy and fun, and yeah, so even like a couple of kids like spotting me, and a couple were scared, and some came up to me, that kind of stuff, but that's about it right there, so there you go.
Alright, I'm back.
Yeah, I don't know how much you got of what I said.
I mean, it doesn't really matter.
Okay,
Okay,
he was
then.
just talking about his ballpark story.
Yep, that was the last thing I talked about.
Alright,
Yeah.
and is that all you have to talk about, Eli?
Well, I guess so. I mean, if it's something comes up in my head, I'll mention it. So
Go ahead. Alright, then. GH, you're up. What do you got?
Let me try and rack my brain here. I remember, like, when I was a kid, not really being into the spooky costumes. I always did, like, the usual crap, like a tiger or Spider-Man or whatever. And, I don't think I actually tried to do a scary costume until, I was 17. And I think that was about the time when grown-ups decide you're too old for Halloween. So I didn't get much candy that year, but that's fine. I didn't care. That was when I was a vampire, and that was where the cape from my channel came from. But anyway, let's see what else can I talk about. I remember, like one of the things I remember the most about Halloween was always the Halloween specials. Like they never air the Halloween specials as regular episodes. No, they only air them on or around Halloween. And, like, the ones that follow the 11-minute structure, like 2 11-minute episodes in a block, they always have the same fucking pattern. Like, you have something that's directly related to Halloween, and then you have some random spooky shit that they came up with because they could. Like, SpongeBob was one of the most famous ones to come to mind. It's like, first you have the one where he tries to be scary for Halloween, and then you have the one where he turns into a snail. What else? Then there's Nez Declassified. There's a guide to throwing a Halloween party, and then there's a monster school. Yeah. And it's always that structure, except for, like, the ones that have the occasional 22-minute special, like Jimmy Neutron. That was my favorite, because Jimmy had this machine that like, turned them into, like, real monsters or whatever. It was kind of funny seeing what came out of it. Like, Sheen is a werewolf, Carl is a vampire. Like, I didn't think they were that scary, but at the same time, it was kind of funny. But what else? Shoot. Another thing they do around Halloween is horror movies. I don't watch horror movies, but a tradition I've picked up for the last few years is every Halloween around midnight, I sit in the living room with I go to the living room, and me and my mom, we watch the Rocky Horror Picture Show. A cult classic. Yeah. I'm sure some people have heard of it.
Yep. Not seen it, but I know of it.
Yeah, like you cannot go like 5 feet in like a public at a Halloween party without someone trying to do a jump to the left and then a step to the right.
Mm.
Everybody's doing the time warp again. And I don't remember. The sad thing is, from what stories people have told me and the stuff I see on the TV, there's like tricks and treats, right?
Mm-hmm.
But all I ever get is treats. I've never witnessed or been part of any sort of like pranks, except for that one time that a zombie did scare the shit out of me in the street.
Oh.
And another tradition, speaking of the trick or treating, another tradition is like my parents always find a rock and sneak it into my bag. So I come home, I look at my haul, and I'm like, I got a rock.
Yeah.
You know, like the friggin' Charlie Brown. Yeah. That's one thing I don't like about Halloween now. It used to be a tradition to watch It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, and all the other Peanut stuff that comes on in the local stations. But that tradition is just straight gone now because Apple has all the exclusivity rights to the Peanuts catalog. And I hate it.
Ooh.
Yeah. So I have to settle for renting the DVDs off Netflix. Which reminds me, I should probably watch the DVD after we're done with this show so that I can return it.
Alright. Might as well go because I haven't gone now, so we might as well do that. So, in terms of costumes, I didn't really get that creative in terms of costumes. Like, most of the time, I just had this one Luigi hat lying around, or hell, this one slasher mask lying around. And usually I just wear that if I'm too lazy to come up with a costume, but other years I went as Wubsy, I went as
You mean when you say Wubsy, Wow Wow Wubsy?
Yes.
Oh
yes,
my
to do with the
gosh.
tail.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I've got to see that one.
Yes, I went as him at one point, and it was just this terrible costume where it was literally just a sweater vest with his face on it. No joke.
Wow.
Yeah, and, what was something else I went as? I never went as Mario, but usually I went as Luigi, especially later in my life. And I think the last time I went trick-or-treating was around 2016, 2017. That's when everyone's like, yeah, you're too old. Screw off. And, in terms of parties, let's talk about trick-or-treating. Trick-or-treating for me has always been a very weird experience. Like, sometimes they'd have their garages open, and they have, like, these strobe light sort of light shows. And if you really got creative, you went and entered actually their house, and it was like a freaking haunted house maze. I never got to see one of those, but I did get to see...
Oh, God.
I did get to see people making their garage into something very cool. Or hell, some kind of projection show, like, they'd have, like, ghosts projecting on the wall, and, like, freaking laser lights, in the sky. I thought that was kind of interesting and cool, but here's the thing. I don't really like going out in general, so it was kind of creepy just going to people and saying, hey, trick or treat, and then I get the candy, and oh shit, I like the candy because, oh shit, I'm like a picky eater. But here's the thing, I don't like most of the candy, and here's the thing, I have to give most of the candy to other people and get the shit I like. Which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Candy trading, a very profitable market.
Yes, exactly. Yes. So, as I was saying, trick-or-treating for me has always been a very weird experience. Like, after like an hour or so, 20 or so houses, I'm wondering, when can I go home? Especially when I'm like with people. I was never really scared that much by Never mind. I was actually pretty scared, pretty, cowardly as a kid, so I was kind of scared by a lot of things. Like, anything that even looked remotely, like, actual scary, I didn't go anywhere near. Well, except for this one house. Around 2011 or so, when I was around 11 years old, I went to this one house in our neighborhood. Like, 2 teens were living in there, probably without their parents. Like, they were just, like, these kind of punk rocker douchebag type people. They went in full-on, like, freaking Grim Reaper makeup. And they didn't even talk. And they just handed out the bowl, like, not even saying anything. And I was like, trick or treat, and then I tried to grab for the bowl. And the moment I tried to do that, this dude with a Wolverine claw went in and grabbed it, like, freaking, like, and I was scared the shit out of that day. Like, to the point where it still stuck with me to this day, a decade later. A decade later. And that kinda, I don't know, traumatized me. But not really like that kind of trauma. Just, joke trauma. It's just kind of fun.
Yeah.
In general, though, Halloween for me has been a day where, oh shit, free candy! And then you get the candy, and then, oh shit, you eat it over the next couple weeks of November. And then you're pretty much done. Like, Halloween, to me, wasn't that interesting of a holiday. In my opinion, it's like a mid-tier holiday. I really like the sort of decorations that people do for their houses, but that's really about it. Trick-or-treating wasn't really that fun for me. And hell, like, giving candy to kids is even less fun. So,
yeah.
Even less fun to me. So, honestly,
Can I hear Baldy in the background?
yeah. What'd you say, GH?
Like, I thought I heard, like, Baldy, like, smacking his ruler in the background, from Baldy's Basics.
Yeah, that was me slapping my frickin' knee.
I guess I'm still a scary little shit.
Alright, so, in terms of, like, other Halloween traditions, like, what we'd usually do on Halloween, or around Halloween, is grab, like, candy corn, or hell, like, this year we actually decorated a few cookies this year, because we couldn't really trick-or-treat. We didn't really have the thing to do because we're moving right now. And we decorated cookies and with a kit that my sister Maya bought. And apparently they actually taste pretty good, but it honestly just looks like a ripoff of Easter egg coloring to me. But we did get something out of it. For Christmas this year, we actually had the secret ballot to figure out who gives a gift to who, because we're doing it differently this year, where we kind of carpool all the money that we would normally get for, now anyone would normally allocate for gifts for the whole family, and allocate all that money toward one specific person, and that was how we decided who it was going to be. For example, I have to give a gift to my dad this Christmas. So that was that was kind of an interesting ordeal for me, at least in my world. Most Halloween celebration in my childhood, well, was located at my grandpa's house before we sold it. And we had this one party back in 2018, not near Halloween, but on like October 18th or so. And it was this sort of costume party that we just kind of hung out, drunk, for the people that were old enough to drink. And we actually played a few games, including Cards Against Humanity. That was actually the very first time I played Cards Against Humanity physically. Like, I played online before with the YRC, but it was very interesting to actually play with my family with actual cards. And I didn't really do that well, unfortunately. My family's just kind of funnier than I am. Oof. But overall,
Wow.
Halloween is a very standard issue holiday to me, because, like, the Halloween festivities and shit, they're not really that appealing to me. Like, I don't like getting scared. And haunted houses are just kind of, I don't know, either boring or scary as all shit, and I can't even really enjoy anything. So, although trick-or-treating, though, it was a very interesting experience, as I talked about. Like, it was kind of an awkward experience for me, although it was having fun. It was fun, getting the candy. And shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it was kind of interesting to actually get a tour of the neighborhood. That was pretty interesting.
Uh-huh.
And although the tour of the neighborhood, though, was mostly my grandpa's neighborhood because they take trick-or-treating very seriously, and 2 out of the 3 times of the year, I'd visit their house to go trick-or-treating in their neighborhood because my cousin Joey is very street smart and he knows all the people. And so they're most likely to be nice to us. Thanks, Joey.
Yep.
And
Right.
And as that sentence, I guess, that is pretty much all I have to say about Halloween, really. Unless you want me to talk about, the decorations. And
Well, yeah, we can talk about that.
alright, let's talk about decorations.
Mm,
In terms of decorations, we tried to make an effort to decorate our home, but it was usually just, having, those, spiderweb things and, cardboard spiders, and that's was really about it. But for my grandpa and his house, they took indoor decorating very seriously. Like, the moment you'd walk into the hallway around October, you'd see these all sorts of lenticular pictures that, if you look at them at a certain angle, they're like normal historical photos, but if you look at them at a certain angle, they're like skeletons and blood and shit. That was kind of cool. And they'd even have the Walking Dead theme playing in the background just to set in the atmosphere. They'd have these clocks everywhere. They'd have these sort of, all sorts of Funkos and shit like that, lining the freaking shelves and shit. And overall, they did a better job at decorating the inside of their house, but not necessarily the outside of their house. They usually just had a ghost out there, and that was really about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was very interesting to see, fast forward to today in our current house, we decorated, we bought an inflatable, I don't know, pumpkins for, I think they are. And it was very interesting to see, actual decorations outside our house for the very first time. So it didn't look embarrassing compared to everyone else's decorations for their homes. As for Halloween today, I don't plan on doing jack shit for Halloween, really. All I really plan to do is check out the Google Doodles that they have every year for Halloween. We should probably talk about those. And really just hang out with my family members if they're hanging out. But generally, though, it's going to be a normal day for me. Like I said, Halloween's not up there with my favorite holidays or anything like that. At all. That goes to, Christmas and especially New Year's Eve.
right.
I think that's all I have to say about me, but let's talk about someone else. Google and their doodles for Halloween.
Okay.
I always found it interesting that how Google does their doodles for Halloween, especially recently. Every Halloween, if you go to the Google homepage, you'll find, a mini game. And I really like the art style of these games. There was one where you were a witch, and you had to compete with the other witches, kind of like Harry Potter, but not really like Harry Potter, but sort of, kind of, whatever. And then there's this one sort of RPG style game where you had to, use your mouse to make spells, and you were like this black cat, and you had to, make spells. And that was fun. And also, too, there was also this... I'm trying to remember. Oh, there was this one game where you were on a team of ghosts, and you had to defeat the other ghosts at... What was it? Think real-time strategy, pretty much. I can't really remember the details as of right now. So, I'm kind of fucked there. Alright, what else to talk about?
How about, like, say...
I have an idea.
What?
I also had an idea. Well, I had an idea, too, but you go ahead, Michael.
Alright, GH, go ahead.
Since we...
You go first.
Since there's, like, since we each know, like, certain areas where we... since we seem to have, like, vague memories of where we go trick-or-treating the most, what if we went on Google Maps and showed people, like, our prime hotspots to get the good candies?
That's too risky.
I mean, without doxing yourself, obviously. We don't point at any house in particular. We only point at, like, vague neighborhoods or maybe businesses.
All right, let's actually just randomly find a neighborhood. That could work. Just find this random neighborhood, and if it looks similar to a place where we will go trick-or-treating, we point it out.
Right. Forgot my keyboard broke. Gotta use the stupid on-screen crap.
Oh boy. Like, I could...
Yeah.
Like, what if there's a way to use a controller as a keyboard? Like, have, like, certain button combinations as letters.
I mean, you'd have to map it with joy to key, I think. Like, you'd have to map it with joy to key. I just use the ease of access keyboard. Like if you're in Windows 10, there's an option in ease of access for the on-screen keyboard. That's what I'm using.
Ooh. Alrighty, let's go to the Google Maps. Here we are. Welcome to America. And we're going to find some Halloween-y places to do the Halloweens and things. So let's. All right, let's just somewhere random. Look in the middle of nowhere. Oh my God! Just imagine like living here, and you go here, and it's this old house. Like, how would that go for you?
That's white and with bricks in the front.
Yes, and I'd assume that it would be like a very creepy sort of like haunted house on Halloween night. That could be an interesting place to go. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go to Disney.
Yes.
Let's go to... Apparently, on Google Maps, it looks to see... They actually have, like, a pumpkin-themed Magic Kingdom welcome gate, so let's see if that's somewhere. Alright, is this the welcome gate? It is. It is. Magic Kingdom, yay! Where cheapskates free.
I wonder if there's any rules about trick-or-treating in Disney. It's probably don't.
Yeah. And apparently it was not Google Maps, it was some video. So, oof.
Right.
Whoops.
Right. I found a shopping mall that I go trick-or-treating at all the time.
Where is it? Oh! Okay then.
Yeah. Like, like in my day, it used to be called the Tanger outlets, but now it's just called the West Branch outlet. You can see all these different stores: the Kitchen Collection, the Old Navy, Gap. If this blackness was there, we go. Uh, and and this was pretty much ground zero for our trick or treating endeavors because every single store in this mall, or at least a majority of them that were open that late, always came prepared for trick or treaters. Always had something. Like some gave you decent sweets, while others just settled for the cheap ass pixie sticks. But one thing's for sure is like you're guaranteed like to mostly fill, if not completely fill, a bag here before you even get to go to proper neighborhoods. So yeah, it's kind of like an advent calendar, except you can open all the doors in one day.
Oh.
And that's about the best I can legally show you, because if I were to show you someone's neighborhood, I'd probably get sued.
Yeah. Alright. Speaking of pixie sticks, this is kind of unrelated to Halloween, but I remember inventing quote-unquote pixie juice, where I would dissolve pixie stick juice into water and drink it. And I thought, oh shit, this tastes good, and then I got kind of carried away. Because I was obsessed with, like, recipes and shit like that, and I didn't even know what I was fucking doing. Like, I was not a chef by any means.
I can just imagine, like, you doing that in, like, a mad scientist costume. Like I've invented sugary juice.
You know what? I should actually do that next year. I should actually do that next year.
Or better yet, it's a potion to cure bad breath.
Oh my god, I should fucking do that next year. Like, just imagine me, like, in the garage, like, having this giant freaking thing, like, I am Dr. Decim!
I would love it.
I am Dr. Decim, and, oh shit, I invented a cure for bad breath! Come here, kids! Oh my god. Like, I should film that! I should film that and, like, edit out, you know, the real names and shit.
You remind me of that Craniopasta YouTube channel I used to watch.
Oh. Alright.
Yeah, basically what Craniopasta was, he was a mad scientist and he was hell-bent on taking over the world, but first, he wanted to debunk all the bad science in science fiction movies so that his future minions would be smarter.
Oh boy. So that's alright. Oh, so it's one of those channels. Clever framing devices. They're cool.
It died after a while, but it was fun.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, what's something else? Let's look up haunted houses.
Haunted houses, oh boy. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. Has anyone else noticed the recent trend of spirit Halloweens? Like, they always seem to come in and take over all the dead stores, like the old Toys R Us's and Family Dollars, just to sell their Halloween stuff.
Yeah.
Ooh. Alright. You should show us some pictures after I show you these pictures.
Okay.
Alrighty, and... Ooh, look, some haunted houses, quote-unquote, near Orlando. Let's see. Scream and Stream. Let's see what this is. Looks like an outlet mall.
I see neither screaming nor streaming here.
Oof. Alrighty, let's, Haunted Road. Let's see what the hell this is.
I'm gonna take my horse to the haunted road. I'm gonna ride.
Okay, it's just a wedding and greeting place.
Aww. Why can't things be scary anymore?
Yeah.
This can.
I mean, I watched Shane Dawson's newest video. I've seen scarier shit on that than this.
Well, there's an old town, and apparently there's supposed to be a haunted house here, but... Oh. Is this it? Lazy Ghostbusters clip art.
Who are you gonna call? Somebody else.
Apparently the scary places in Orlando kinda, I don't know, suck. Casadega haunted attraction.
Yeah, like... I could just imagine, like, all the right-wing politicians getting outraged. Like, why is there no Halloween scariness in our hometown? Everybody thinks it has to be fun and safe, and I hate it.
Yeah.
Alright, there's the Casadega Hotel, which is supposed to be kind of
They celebrating
haunted.
Christmas already.
It's
Yeah.
December, that's why. This is what it looks like normally.
Oh.
Ah. Somehow less exciting.
Alright. Alright, GH, show us your shit. Your pictures.
Alright, let's see if I can find it again. I hate this on-screen keyboard crap.
Ooh. Like, jeez, like, there should honestly be something like... You know how Kinect works, right? Like, there should be, like, a keyboard option where you just tap with your fingers and it approximates or some shit.
Better yet, why can't there be a function where I can just sync my phone up and use that as my keyboard?
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is, it's just that you have to kind of shop around for it on Google.
Halloween, not Halloweeb. How am I making typos if I'm clicking the buttons?
Phone keyboard for fat fingers? That's a market, that's a market. Sausage fingers.
Okay, let's see. Here's one on Bay Road. Let's see if... I'm trying to see if I can find these right ones where I can see, like, the shots of the building.
Oh.
Come on. Alright, little yellow dude. Let's see if you can help me here. Right there. Come on. Give me something shareable. Why am I in a neighborhood? I did not want to come to a neighborhood. I forgot to zoom, that's why. Hold on. Oh,
I heard a knock.
hang on. I'm in the middle of something, Dad.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah. I sometimes mute my mic when like somebody's in the same room with me, so
Yeah. When I move to Tennessee, I'm gonna have to, you know, probably go voiceless since I'm afraid that people are gonna barge in, or hell, people are gonna overhear.
no, I don't think. Well, I don't think that's necessary. You just gotta be careful and just stuff like that.
Ooh.
There's no reason to go voiceless.
Is my mic still working?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
it
back.
is.
It's not. It's unmuted.
Alright. Just wanted to make sure I didn't break it. Alright, so what I'm trying to do before I share anything is zoom in on the Spirit Halloween so Mr. Street View can give me a view of it.
Ew.
Let's try right here. Okay, I think that's close enough. Come on, Street View. Where the hell am I? Let's try that again. I am very sorry this is taking longer than it needs to, but
Don't be
something
sorry.
about these... It's like... I know it's cliche to say, oh, the computer's haunted, it won't let me do the things, but that's legit how I feel right now.
Ew.
Yeah.
Alright. Oh, here's the spot. Now let's just drop the little yellow man right over here, I guess I can get a view. And see what happens. If the picture would unblur itself, that'd be helpful. It's like, how do you unblur a parking lot and not the sign directly above it? Oh, okay, no, that's a furniture store. Is this like a photo from the past or something? I swear to God, I'm trying to find it, but there's like a Toys R Us in like the Tri-Cities area that is now a Spirit Halloween.
Ooh.
Like, fuck, which one is Saginaw? Damn it. Okay, come on, zoom in. Street view, don't fail me now. Come on, give me a spot, right there. Right there. Or plot me all the way over there. That's not gonna help me at all. Oh wait, no, that was the right spot. Hang on. Right there. That's the back entrance. I didn't want that. You know what? Fuck the map. I'm just gonna Google the image I'm looking for. It may not be my specific one, but it pretty much gets the point across. Toys R Us Spirit not Halloween. Stupid mouse.
Halloween, like, just imagine, like, there's, like, a homebrew event for Halloween called Halloween.
I would love that. Anyway, so, okay, so, I think this Google image should give you the best idea of what I'm trying to explain.
Alright.
Alright, if I can get it to... Okay, yeah. See, like, not, like, you know how, Toys R Us is, like, even the ones that are closed down, Spirit Halloween will rent them out for the season and turn them into Spirit Halloweens. It's like the store is a ghost and its rotten, decaying corpse is being possessed by the spirit of all that is known domestically as evil.
Oh. That's actually a great concept.
I say domestically because, like,
that's a great concept because that's an amazing business model. Like, just imagine something like, Ghost of Santa, for 1 month, or hell, Ghost of Turkey for another month. Like, that's a very good business model.
Like, in
just rent out, like, old stores.
In West Branch, another Halloween company.
Go ahead.
In West Branch, another Halloween company did something similar. Like, there's this giant plaza uptown, and there used to be a Family Dollar there. That's since been moved out, and the building's been up for lease. But nowadays, around Halloween, they use it as a spot to lease for, like, a haunted warehouse attraction.
Nice. Like, that's actually a very good business model. You don't have to, like, rent out a building or anything like that. You can just, like, rent out, like, old stores, and people are getting more interested in the story of, like, dead retail outlets these days, and I think that's a very good way to capitalize off of that. Oh shit, a dead retail.
For sure.
I can actually go in.
Yeah, and you can buy all the Fortnite costumes you want.
Yes.
Cannot say that with a straight face.
Yep. Yeah. Thanks, Bright Sun Films, for making this a viable
Yeah.
business model. Well,
Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, that's one of the things I love about modern Halloween. One of the things I don't love about modern Halloween is all the attractions that rely more on safety than spooky factor.
ew. Well, that's what I would prefer, but you do you.
I mean, like, yeah, like, safety, that should be important, but, like, it shouldn't come at the cost of like, the boo in your face factor. Like, best I can say is, like, I don't know if you've read the Diary of a Wimpy Kid books, but,
Yep.
there's one, so there's this one part of the book where Rowley, Greg's friend, gets his Halloween costume. It's a samurai thing. They got this, like, cool swords and shields and, like, realistic fabrics and stuff. And it looks really badass, which you wouldn't expect because he's all about that kid-friendly shit.
Mhm.
But then the time came for Halloween, and the costume was ruined because they made him wear his big puffy jacket under everything. They stuck orange reflective tape all over it because, safety. And they replaced his sword with a glow stick.
Although, that is an unfortunately accurate picture of things today, but you have to keep in mind, like, that's supposed to be an exaggerated joke.
Like, that's the problem, though. Like, we have exaggerated jokes of safety and media censorship and some stupid shit that the government can pull. They're all exaggerated stories, funny ha-has, yeah. But then, like, years later, they're actually coming to life, and now it's not funny anymore.
Oh. That kind of sucks. Alright, so...
Yeah.
Does anyone have anything else to say before we end it? Because I don't really have that much to say.
Like what?
Any kind of, like, last words or anything you want to say about Halloween before we end the episode?
Okay, well, you think I should go first?
Go ahead.
Well, okay.
Please.
I had an idea, but it was kind of brought up. Like my idea had to do something with Spirit Halloween, but we talked about Spirit Halloween, and it's like every year because they have like new things there, like some sets and with animatronics and so on. But I will say, because my experience with Halloween, like from the past and today, has been great, and I had some fun times, during Halloween and trick-or-treating. Even some of the costumes that I've worn, definitely. And, yep, and especially because, like, I'm trying to think, like, what I have planned for this Halloween, and, it's only 2 days away, and, yeah, it just, as long as, we have a good Halloween and if it's great and such, just, I mean, that's all I've got to say.
Alright. GH, what do you have to say?
I like Halloween and I like everything about it. Like, even if I'm not particularly into all the things, I like how they're all come together for this thing, like the horror stuff, the candy stuff, the cartoons and stuff, the costumes. The best I can compare it nowadays is, like, kid-friendly The Purge. Like, let your kids be greedy little shits and get all the candy they want for one night. That should get it out their system. But, apart from that, I do like the whole... I do like how they're calling it... I think Gravity Falls put it best. A celebration of pure evil. And I think that's just fucking beautiful to think of it like that. And that's why I look forward to it every year.
Alrighty, so my last words are this. Halloween, it's an interesting holiday to me, but then again, it's not really the best holiday. I'd much rather think about Christmas or, hell, New Year's Eve, especially. But overall, it's alright. It's a fun diversion from everyday life. Alright, everyone, so those are our final last words on this topic. stay tuned for next week when we talk about voice actors.
We have Raw on Monday with, what was it? Super Brawl 3?
No. That's the week after, this Monday. This Monday, I'm gonna be playing Yoshi's Island. A ROM hack of Yoshi's Island.
And I think
Yep.
And I think Taboo Tuesday's the day after, or is that also the week after?
Taboo Tuesday is on November 2nd, aka the day after Raw.
All right, that should be exciting.
All right, so now that you know what to look forward to,